Hey, welcome to What's This Podcast. I am Brock, aka Smoking Hamster. I have the best voice as we have decided. And the second best, I don't really care, it doesn't matter. Second is first loser, Vinny.
Hey, my voice is second best, and I'm okay with that because Brock's voice is just it's an angel's voice. I'm not gonna lie, it's amazing.
An angel that's been punched in the throat and smoking 3 packs a day. Anyway, moving on. Moving on to Emma.
Hi. I have a girl voice, so I don't think I can run in this ballot.
You could run in like.
This is a men's only race.
Well, I don't know, because at first the debate was whose voice is better, yours or Vinny's, and I wasn't included on this, and I feel like it's biased because I'm a female.
The main reason is because we were deciding who would do the intro, and I said Vinny, or I wanted to do it, and Vinny said, yeah, because you have the best voice, and I said, that's not true. We didn't even consider that you would do the intro. That was so outlandish that we never even thought of it.
I thought of it.
I don't think we were talking about the
you
intro.
Weren't there when we decided, so it didn't matter.
I think I just brought it up randomly because I've asked you before a couple times. I was generally curious because people would both compliment me and then I'd compliment you. People complimented me and then I would compliment you and then you would say no. And I'm like, I'm almost positive yours is better. And then we made the thing and people said yours is better. And I was like, of course it is because you sound like a god.
No.
Someone,
okay.
I think the
Fair
whole
point.
Voice conversation started when you guys were talking about the podcast, when that guy brought up the podcast, and then on Discord you brought up voices, and then you made a poll out of you and Brock won.
That's when we settled it.
Because I'm the best.
But we were talking about it way before that. Or I
don't think that's true.
Well, I mean, it wasn't like it wasn't like an in-depth conversation, but it was just like here and there. You know what I mean? It wasn't like what we did. It was just kind of like a little like kind of.
Oh no! I nearly broke my screen trying to get a bug off of it.
How did you almost break it?
I was trying to like swipe it off, and I just like finger punched my monitor.
Oh my gosh!
I almost broke my screen once when I turned my camera on.
Wait, so I was...
Because he's ugly and he's a
While I was waiting to start the podcast, I was taking what's my spirit animal, and I got a bear.
Well, I think I know what my spirit animal is. I think it's a badger because the name Brock actually means badger. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I think it's pretty cool.
Would you like to be? What do badgers do for the world?
Mostly just eat trash and
bite
dogs. I just want to eat trash and bite dogs. See that chihuahua?
Are you a badger or honey badger?
I don't think a honey badger is a real thing, is it?
They are! The honey badger
it 100% is.
They're in Africa, Southwest Asia, and the Indian subcontinent.
Hey.
They kind of look like a skunk.
Brock, do you remember fighting badgers in Far Cry 4?
I never played Far Cry.
You never? Why'd you buy Far Cry 5?
No. I've had Far Cry 5 for like almost a year. I've never downloaded it. I have not played a second. The only experience I have with Far Cry is playing Far Cry 4 at my friend's house and just doing like the custom levels and just running over cows with a tractor.
Oh, fun.
That was my favorite thing to do.
So I looked up badger.
And just spawn like a bunch of bears and elk and then just see who won.
I looked up badgers.
It was usually the bears.
And one of the badgers, like they called badgers, is stink badgers, and I think it's beautiful. That's how their name is.
I think it's a skunk, is what that is.
No,
they do look like
skink
skunks.
badgers are named for their resemblance to other badgers and the foul-smelling erections that they.
Oh, okay. Moving on. We've had enough.
Erections. I read that wrong. I didn't see the S. My dyslexia just slapped me in the face.
So,
bitch.
would you have your body frozen if you were gonna wait? What?
Would you have
I
your-
understand. Okay, yeah, Vinny, you say it. You're the one who wrote this with terrible grammar.
Well, that's why I wanted the goal. Never mind. Would you have your body frozen when you were gonna die if you could be revived later at a later point? Meaning, if you were about to die, but they could freeze your body and then revive you and pretty much make you almost immortal. Would you take that option?
Are you saying like basically if you had a disease that you were going to die of that they don't have a cure for, but they can freeze you and then unfreeze you when they have a cure for it, so you're good to go?
I also meant kind of like old age, like if they could somehow make you live longer at old age as well. Just pretty much if you were about to die, would you have your body frozen if you know you could live longer when they revived you?
No. I don't want to live. I've been on this earth for 22 years and I've had enough of it, honestly.
I'm insane. Didn't Walt Disney?
You haven't been on this earth for 22 years, you liar.
I've been on for 18, but I feel you. Didn't Walt Disney, isn't there a rumor that Walt Disney froze his head in the chance that...
That's not a rumor. That's the truth.
Is it actually?
No, I don't know. I'm not going to say yes or no.
Oh.
Wait, I'm looking it up. Okay, there's a urban legend that Walt Disney corpse was frozen in a chamber containing liquid nitrogen to be revived at a later date. He died in 19...
Liquid nitrogen is so cool.
It is.
But,
it's like water, except when you drink it, you die.
Alright.
It's like water, but if you stick your arm in it for like 10 seconds and then whack it against a wall, your arm breaks into pieces.
Wait.
It's really cool.
So apparently... Wait,
I need
what?
a fidget spinner.
So, also frogs, if they get really badly frozen, if you de-thaw them, they're, alive. So, I don't think... But this is the thing, I think it would be cool if, I got frozen now and then, 50 to 100 years, I get unfrozen again, so I'm a teenager in a complete new, different generation and an environment just to see how different it is. I would probably be mad depressed because of my friends and everything. But I think it would be interesting seeing how much changed. I mean, it'll probably be all robots and I'll probably be the only one without a chip in my brain. But
Okay.
other than that, I don't want to live past 80.
I have fear of being left out because Elon Musk did not put a microchip in my brain.
Well, that's...
He couldn't
that's
find my
generally
frozen body.
what I wanted, because I think it's cool and all, but I don't know, I like technology a lot, and I know in hundreds of years from now they're going to be real advanced where back in the 1700s when they had explorers exploring the United States.
I was alive then.
Well, yeah.
Okay, your timeline's way off.
1700, not 1800s.
Wait, hold on.
Around 1700s they had exploring, right?
I mean, after
For
1850
what?
or 60, they knew about east to west, and they were going east to west pretty frequently.
Well, I mean just exploring the United States
Hey,
in
Brock.
general. But anyways, no. But I mean, it's gonna be the same thing in space, and I just think that'd be really cool. And if I got frozen and got revived later, it would be pretty awesome. And also, I just have a fear of death. I don't want to die.
Really? I'd be quite opposite.
No, no.
I drive on the opposite side of the road and just dare them to hit me.
Do it, you little bitch.
Also,
I'm ready. Are you?
you hear? I think it was NASA was testing those. What are they called? The hypersleep chambers or whatever they're called. I forget what they're called. Cryogenic chambers.
Yeah, I know it. NASA kind of scares me. Not gonna lie,
Elon
stuff
Musk scares me.
stuff that is so popular and unknown to just average people scare me because they have so much power and they have so much knowledge that they hide from us. So
Oh, that's not NASA. We're talking about the CIA now. They
well, no,
hide-
NASA
CIA.
hides stuff from us
including
too.
the bodies.
Well, NASA has to hide stuff from us because the government tells them to. If they find anything about space or whatever, they have to hide it until the government allows them to put it out.
Side note: would you let Elon Musk put a microchip in
No.
your brain?
No.
100%.
No.
Why? That's
wouldn't
just
I?
because that there's a
He's
thought
gonna
that's just
control you.
No,
He's gonna-
I don't. It just doesn't. No,
It's
that just
literally
doesn't
at that point
compute.
you're gonna be in a simulation.
Well,
You're
first
gonna be a
off-
sim.
I want to be in a simulation. And second, I don't really care if he can. I mean, he's not going to control me. And also, I don't care if he gets my memories or whatever he wants from me because my privacy. Because
suck anyway.
There's nothing like what is he going to take from me? What does he want from me? I'm not like a criminal. I'm not some outlaw. It's not like I'm trying to hide anything.
Life?
And the simulation would be pretty cool.
Little sex life.
I mean, imagine if you could have extremely realistic lucid dreams whenever you wanted. Something along the lines of that.
It's not worth it though. It's
not
worth it.
Well, what
Literally, it's so not worth it because
what are you losing?
Privacy.
Your freedom, your privacy.
Says who?
Because anything. This is the thing. Our phones already listen to us.
Look,
Imagine
Vinny,
having a chip in your mind.
Yeah, Vinny, you're kind of your phone is already spying on you almost as much as a microchip would. But the thing is, Vinny, you're acting like, well, so they could, but they won't. You really think if they had a chip in your brain that they wouldn't use that in nefarious ways? You really think they'd be like, no, that's not okay?
My question is, what
in any way?
What nefarious way? What could they do possibly that would have a negative outcome on your life?
Anything that you say, they can have it and hold against you.
How could they ruin
when has
my
that
life
when has that
better
ever
than I've
happened
done
in
it
actual
myself?
when has that ever happened in actual like now, because we have smart homes where they're constantly listening, or phones they could be listening at any point.
Have literally,
so how would that negatively affect you?
People already like
no one's ever gone to jail for that before because they
that's
literally
not
can't.
true. People had the police show up to their house.
Not for anything like that.
Said, or looked up.
Maybe
That
looked
is
up,
true.
yes, but not just stuff you said. You mean?
Yes, it is.
It's not. It's not true.
Do you want to? Okay, literally, there's a forensics case where people were talking and something was listening to it, and the only reason they have evidence that they killed the person was because they had a system that was always listening to them, and they were talking about the murder.
I know what you're talking about. It was a smart home murder, and it was because they said the activation word when they did it.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
No.
I remember reading about this.
I just think it's funny how you have, like the anti-vaxxers and stuff like, I'm not getting the vaccine, they're going to put a microchip in me.
That's my dad!
And Elon Musk is like, hey, I'm going to put a chip in your brain. Everyone's like, okay, cool.
I don't think you guys realize the benefits of doing this. You could have people who have
There's no
legs or
benefits.
arms, have completely movable limbs because of it.
That's humanly impossible.
That's
you have
not
to
impossible.
rewire.
That's not impossible.
They already have stuff like that.
That
Like you have prosthetics that are connected to the chip, and then you can actually like.
You also have prosthetics that directly connect to your.
That is possible.
Okay, well see, you forgot
In
to
that
take out
case,
the
it may
prosthetics.
be worth it then, but
Okay, yeah, but an
I'm
average
certainly
person,
never going to do that.
an
Well, that's
average
fine. Everyone
person
has their own
doesn't-
beliefs. We don't have to agree on
An
that.
average person doesn't need a microchip.
The
Like,
average person doesn't need a phone or internet.
Well,
This is true. You don't
that's
need
true.
it.
There's
Yeah,
nothing you
but-
need, really, besides common essentials.
Besides
think
food
about
and
it.
water.
there's no point of getting a microchip because, like, what's the coolest thing that it would do? What's the coolest thing that it'll do to you? Being an average person, what's the coolest thing?
Ever seen the movie Ready Player One?
Okay, but
Yes.
you don't
No,
know if
no, I
that's
haven't.
what it's gonna be like. That's the thing.
Well, I mean, they'll tell you beforehand whether you get it, what's the benefits, and then if you like it, then yeah, and then you do it.
They can't fully make like what you see in movies. It's very limited of what they
excuse
could
me.
follow because
Yes,
our
as of right
brains
now.
don't work that way.
That's not entirely true.
It is true. I literally went into psychology. You can't just put a chip
there's a
in
difference.
the head.
There's a difference between psychology and neuroscience.
But there's also, you have to understand what the chip is putting in your brain. So, like, they have
The
to
only
follow through the
question
brain.
I have is if they put a microchip in my brain, will it make me better at CS:GO? Because then I'd think about it.
Well, I mean, another point
I
that
could
brings up.
install an aimbot to my Neuralink chip. And it's not on my PC, so they can't do anything about it. I've hacked the game.
You figured it out.
It can aimbot through my actual arm movements. I will be a professional CS:GO player by the end of the week.
But how would your arm know where to shoot?
Because it would be able to sense through your eyes.
Tell me.
It'd be able to sense through your eyes. It'd be able to read the information through the neurons in your brain.
Actually, we don't see through our eyes, thank you.
We see through our nose, idiot.
No. Everything, first of all, we don't see through our eyes. We see through the back of our head, and everything is upside down that we flip right side up.
Either way, they'd be able to read that information.
You know, every single time we do this podcast, there's like, on my audio, there's little bits and parts where I'm like setting something down because I have to do something with my hands. And I'm always just like picking my phone up and flipping it and tossing it on my desk without thinking about it or using the remote to my LEDs. I need a fidget spinner.
I did that last time.
I need a fidget spinner.
I could hear in my audio last time. I have a bunch of like the little Velcro straps that you use for cords and stuff, and I could hear in the background. I was just going, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Woo!
Woo!
Oh.
Tick.
Uh-oh.
Woo!
They have returned.
Woo! Party!
Woo!
The
Lord of the
return.
Rings, the return of the tick.
Woo!
Did
Attack!
you say? Wait, what?
Woo!
Where'd you get attack?
I thought she said
Was she
macaque.
thinking of
Like
was
a
she
chicken.
Thinking of, no,
Woo!
Macaque.
she's thinking of attacking us. I think. You know what? I want to attack a delicious Chuck E. Cheese pizza.
Yeah. Okay. so Brock.
Chuck E. Cheese, an entertainment center or a restaurant.
So Brock showed me a funny YouTube video where
well, a series of videos.
It was called Half-Life, but is the AI Half-Life, but the VR, but the AI is self-aware. And near the end of this, they were getting into a argument. The protagonist and the protagonist and I guess maybe kind of the antagonist were talking, and they got into an argument over whether Chuck E. Cheese. Well, I mean, kind of the antagonist.
It was
kind
G-Man.
of. I said kind of.
It was G-Man and Gordon, but obviously G-Man is being controlled by one of his friends, so
yeah.
The
anyway,
dialogue is not the same anyway.
They had an argument over whether Chuck E. Cheese is a restaurant or an entertainment center.
Hello, Gordon.
Now, I, for one, am on the side of Chuck E. Cheese being an entertainment center, and I believe Emma is as well, right?
Yeah. Woo! Yeah. Woo! Party.
It is a restaurant.
This is the thing. It was primary goal was to be a restaurant, but it didn't work out well, so they more focused. They more focused on their entertainment.
Into the casino side of it.
It is 100.
Yeah, because they realized that's what it was attracting more people to get them to eat their food.
Well, not people. We're talking about kids. They're not people.
Well, no. Bring adults, adults who bring their kids.
Their kids, yeah.
Sorry.
It's still a restaurant though, because it serves food and people don't go there unless they eat, and that kind of makes it a restaurant.
I didn't go there just to eat. I went there to play the games.
Yeah, in my honest opinion.
Did you eat pizza while you were there? I'm sure you did.
Yeah, but that's just saying, woo, my ice skating rink has a cafe, but I don't call it a restaurant because you go there for skating, but they serve food that people eat.
Mm-hmm. In my honest opinion, it is 100% an entertainment center. I've never once went to Chuck E. Cheese because I wanted their pizza.
Right,
I don't remember. I don't even remember a time where I don't know if I've ever actually eaten Chuck E. Cheese pizza before.
That's why they go bankrupt, because they tried focusing on the pizza and it didn't work out.
No one goes to Chuck E. Cheese. No one's like, I want to go to Chuck E. Cheese this weekend because they got some killer pizza. They go because they want to go to the Prize Shack and
pizza is terrible.
They want to go to the Prize Shack and they want to pick out one of those really cool toys that cost 10,000 tickets, but you never even get close to it because you only get 500 tickets and you got to share it.
For the price of $100 for those tickets, and you get a plastic yo-yo.
Yeah, you only ever get
that little coin game where it's like a little snowplow pushing coins off the edge.
Just
dump coins in there.
I play that.
How it always ends up.
I play that one.
It's such a scam, but that's
it really is, and it just makes you it just shapes you to know the casino sound.
It really is. That's why I said it's a kiddie casino. It's a casino for kids. It's surprising that it's legal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
it's the government wanting to spend more money.
Why
money.
is everything the government? Here's the thing. I came
Socialist.
into this
Woo!
with the opinion that this is a restaurant, but I wasn't that strong on it, and you have convinced me because that's true. Nobody ever goes for the pizza. Nobody has ever
That's
done
why
that.
they're going
No, I mean
bankrupt.
every time someone goes there, it's always for the tickets. You get as many tickets as you can, and usually it's about 500 tickets. And your dad usually makes you end up sharing it with your sibling, and you guys have to pick over the little plastic toys and the little bins that are just piled up. Usually it's a lot of candy and like an eye patch, and then maybe like this little furry thing that has a rope and you can like move it around your body. Anyways,
I got my first lip gloss there. Lip gloss.
Did you guys hear that conspiracy about Chuck E. Cheese grabbing the pizzas off the tables and then reusing them?
Yeah, that wasn't real though.
I know, but that was still hilarious.
But like
that was a lot of bad press.
So uneven.
Didn't somebody? Didn't somebody in this group get a gaming chair recently?
I was going to, but I didn't.
Oh yeah.
I got a gaming desk.
That doesn't. Well, does that increase your FPS? Because what does a gaming chair? We need to start with the chair. I'll tell you this. When I was gaming on a folding chair, my performance in CS:GO was nowhere near as good as it has been since I got the gaming chair. However, I will admit that I was using a laptop at the time, and then when I got my gaming chair, I also got a desktop. Maybe that. I don't know. That's not it. It was definitely the gaming chair.
Well, the question is whether it increases your FPS, your skill, or both. Or neither, if you really think so.
Everyone knows that frames equal game. Was it frames? I forget what it is. But if you get more frames, you will get better. That's just the truth. I mean, you game
Well, I know.
60 FPS, you upgrade to 144, you're immediately twice as good. So, like, everyone knows this.
Well, I know I forked out a lot of extra money on RGB for my gaming rig, and it has nothing but increased my performance in games, and I'm pretty happy about it.
Also, gaming chairs probably do increase your gaming, because you're more comfy, and when you're sitting on uncomfy chairs, you focus on that more than focusing on a game, you know?
That can be true. I have a really uncomfortable chair right now, and half the time I just want to give up and die.
Yeah, and you don't pay attention in class sometimes because of your chair.
Yeah, I'll be in class and I'm like, this chair's really uncomfy, and I'll put my feet up and it just doesn't work. I don't have any armrests either, which suck.
And then as soon as I put those feet up, the information going to my brain just stops.
No. And then what happens is I'll lay on the ground because I'm like, oh, this is so much more comfy, and then I fall asleep for an hour.
That's hilarious. Maybe you should go to bed earlier.
Okay.
Idiot.
So that's gaming chairs. Now this is a big question because I see a lot of people getting pretty popular. What about the anime mouse pads that have the boobs for a wrist rest? What do you think those do for you?
My brother has an Overwatch one with butts.
With butts
on it.
That wasn't the question.
But I'm just saying, I know it's not the question, but my brother has one with butts, and I don't know, his gameplay is, I feel like it's bad because you're like looking at the butts and boobs, and you're like,
it's hard to tell.
Yeah, you know?
I just thought regrettably about all the very, I'm going to say, virgin gamers who were bought one of those and put some extra use to it.
Okay.
Oh, that's not what we wanted.
Vinny,
No, it's not.
Vinny.
I know.
Shut
up.
You need to refer to roll 5 that you deleted because you said you didn't need it.
I know, but I thought about it and I had to say it because I just don't like it.
No, you didn't have to say it.
I'm staring. I didn't say it, did I? I bounced around it. No one knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but everybody knows what you meant.
Well, if they did, then they're perverts.
No, they're not.
Yes, 100%. So, how many of you guys listen to podcasts?
I do. You guys know exactly what podcasts I listen to.
This one? Please don't. This is a terrible podcast.
I
Not at all.
I
Why would I
really
listen to
don't
this
even listen to it.
Literally nobody listens to this. We got like 4 listens.
You're like, it's out, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to mention this. I should have said it earlier. The podcasts are now on Spotify and Stitcher and Google and all the places except Apple.
Will
maybe eventually
put
iTunes.
it on Apple because I am my school, I have tomorrow and then Sunday off, so I will do it.
Yes, it'll be on Apple by the beginning of next week, probably. But you can
So
watch
probably
on YouTube
when this podcast is up, it would probably
somewhere around that. Yeah, somewhere in that area.
yeah.
Anyways, back on topic. So Brock, what is your absolute all-time favorite podcast?
My favorite, it's probably one that most people haven't heard of, not to be a hipster or anything, but it's kind of a niche podcast. It's actually it's hard to explain. It's called the Shutdown Fullcast. It's technically a college football podcast, but they spend maybe 30% of the time actually talking about college football. It's just other random just stuff. It's
just
really,
funny stuff.
really funny, but they're not that big of a podcast. Way bigger than us, though, obviously, because no one listens to this. And they shouldn't.
Oh, yeah, every podcast is going to be bigger than us.
Not
And
quite
Emma.
all of them. Most of them.
Yeah, a lot of them. Emma, what about you?
We're like fifth from last at this point, I'm sure.
As you guys know, I talk about them all the time. My favorite is Dungeons and Daddies. It's
That's
a
your number one
Dungeons and
favorite?
Dragons podcast, and they lost their sons in the Forgotten Realms, and so they have to go and find them and like go on a bunch of adventures. There are 4 dads, and then there's a dungeon master. There is Daryl, there is Ron, there's Glenn, and then there is Henry. And it's
That's
really
only
funny.
4.
Yeah, I said there's 4 dads and 1
Oh, I thought you
dungeon
said-
master.
I thought you said 5. Okay.
No. They're really funny, and they're my top favorite.
How old are the dads? Like the people playing the dads.
The
they
actual
gilfs?
people playing. Well, Ron is played by a girl, so I think that's so funny. They're like the people are like in their 20s to like 40s, I would say.
Follow-up question: are they hot?
So sexy.
It's a podcast.
Well, that doesn't mean anything. They could still be hot.
They
I'm
could,
hot.
yeah.
I mean, the point is, how would she know if it's a podcast?
Because
non-visual
I see
medium.
their faces.
A
I
non-visual
have
medium.
hallucinations. I see their faces.
Well, I follow them on Instagram.
Okay.
It's cringe. Now,
So-
Vinny, your turn.
Yeah, I don't listen to a lot of podcasts per se. I've heard a couple, but I don't listen to too many. There's only one I actually listen to, and there's another one that I listen to every once in a while. I listen to the Misfits and the Cold Ones, which is pretty good, but generally just the Misfits. I think that's probably my favorite podcast, just because I've been a Misfits fan before they even had a group, pretty much.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I've been listening to them since like what? I pretty much before any of them were really too big, you know what I mean? Because my friend, I was just in class and he showed me it, and then I heard they're
I
making a
think
podcast.
I started watching Fitz like right as he hit 1 million. I think.
I was around there. You might-
I
might have been before me.
haven't watched them before.
I listen to a lot more podcasts than that. Like when I'm at work, I have wireless earbuds, and I'm pretty much 8 hours a day listening to either music or
I'm
podcast.
trying not to I'm trying to.
My
hold in
favorite
my actual
podcast.
picks.
You don't have to
like-
hold in your ticks because a lot of
Oh.
it we can just cut out
Yeah.
because it's all separate audio.
That's true.
We'll cut this a little bit. Anyway, I listen to a lot of other podcasts besides just the Shutdown Fullcast. My second favorite podcast is Hardcore History, which is like one of the
Of
top
course it is.
5 most listened to podcasts. It's great for, like I said, like I listen to podcasts like 8 hours a day because I'm at work, and those Hardcore Histories, perfect for that because they are super long. Like his World War I series is like I started listening to the first episode on like a Monday, and I was listening all day for 8 hours a day, and I think I finished the series on Friday. Like it
That's
was
crazy.
Really?
it's super long. Like there's like 4 and 5 hour long episodes. It's insane.
My second favorite is Tiny Meat Gang.
I used to watch those guys when they were with Markiplier, but then I stopped watching.
No,
Markiplier.
Tiny Meat Gang is Cody Co.
Cody.
and Noel.
Oh wait, no, that's
Yeah.
I was thinking. What's the other one? What's the one I was thinking of?
Not.
Um,
I can't remember their name.
Do you ever?
I know
ever...
Matt Watson and Ryan.
Yeah, but I can't think what their podcast.
I don't remember what they were yet, but I just know that they used to.
Have either of you two heard of Cold One's podcast or no?
Oh yeah, I've listened. I think I listened to the PewDiePie episode. I might have listened to one or two, but
They have
I
a few
didn't
ones.
really
They have some
get
pretty
back
good
into it.
guests. Keemstar, Baby No Money, Too
also-
Mad,
I don't
Pyrocynical.
like Keemstar.
I used to listen to Jenna and Julian's podcast, but then
Wow,
Jenna
that's so
quit.
basic.
I think Jenna quit YouTube, and Julian couldn't handle.
Jenna
doing-
Marbles quits YouTube.
It made me
What?
so sad. Literally, you don't understand how sad I was when it happened. Because I
Listen, I
love
think
her.
when it happened, me and Vinny were playing with coffee in CSGO. We kept going, Jenna Marbles quits YouTube? Just
That's
like
so
over
mean.
and over again.
So
Oh god, I just spilled my Gatorade on me.
That's something.
let's move on to a little bit of a
Well,
question here.
wait,
This is-
I
you
have,
have something else?
I was looking up stuff because for my school, I found out that I can wear a Halloween costume that doesn't have to like go under the acquired like outfit. What is it called?
Dress
code. And so I was like looking it up for Halloween, and I think we talked about this before. What would
Yes.
you be for Halloween, right?
Yes, and I still
Yeah.
don't care.
Talked
Should
about it
I?
last podcast.
Should I be a
That's literally
Britney
last
Spears?
I think
Was
it was
it? I
last.
thought it was the first one.
No, it was
No,
last.
I think we talked about. Yeah, this is Halloween. Yeah, we talked about it last.
It's
podcast.
literally still in the Google Doc, yeah.
Yeah, but you want to be Britney Spears?
Yeah. What outfit? Like I was thinking about being her. You know, like "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time," like school outfit. I just think that's a little scanty, but I can make it less scanty. But also, speaking of Halloween, there is
Oh,
a Animal
you were the
Crossing
only one
update.
talking about Halloween.
I know, but speaking of me speaking of it, there's an Animal Crossing update with so many fun things about Halloween. Like
This is hard for us to talk about because
there's
me and Vinny
pumpkins.
Don't play Animal Crossing. You're the
Okay.
only one.
But you can grow pumpkins now.
What?
I know.
Every
know,
day we
in-
stray further from God's light.
You know, in Stardew Valley, you can plant 4 pumpkins, or no, you can plant 9 pumpkins in a 3x3 grid, and it makes a gigantic pumpkin if you're lucky.
But
That's why
only if
Stardew
I'm
Valley is a
lucky.
better game than Animal Crossing.
Shut the fuck up.
It's so good,
you-
though.
No, don't listen to his opinion because he thinks Terraria is better than Minecraft, and that's
It
just
is.
wrong.
But you
It's
don't play
not.
Minecraft with us.
Me?
That is true.
That's because
Yeah.
I spent like literally the 6 months before I met you guys playing Minecraft almost every day. I just don't
Emma.
have any interest anymore.
Emma, do you hear that? It sounds like excuses.
Yeah, it is excuses.
You say I don't play on your Minecraft server. Nobody does. Nobody does.
That's
any-
not
It's
true.
literally just Godbird. He's the only one who plays with any frequency
Okay,
at all.
more people play. It used to be a lot bigger than it died, but it still some people play. Godbird is
because
the most
Godbird
prevalent
destroyed
member of
someone's
this
house.
of the community, but yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because he
That guy deserved it, though. Let's be clear.
Yes, he
He may
did
have,
very
yeah.
much.
I know.
deserve it.
When I say Godbird destroyed his house, we were all there and we didn't stop him.
Oh, it was.
Oh yeah, no, we
hilarious.
watched it.
Yeah, we
I
all
loved
wanted to
watching
see
that.
it.
And then he ends up texting us like 5 minutes later. He's like, "Why'd you destroy my house?" And I'm
I
just
don't know.
like,
I
"Oh,
don't
know."
forget how he found out about it, but it doesn't matter.
Okay. Anyways, let's move on to a moral dilemma. Okay. So here's the scene. You were given the option to either cure cancer or the save world hunger. Now, you decided to pick either cancer or world hunger. It doesn't really matter. Let's say you picked world hunger, okay? How would you break the news to the cancer patient that you could have saved them, but you didn't? And now they're dead because of you.
I would tell them the reason, which is
Yeah.
if I could solve world hunger or cure cancer, I'd take world hunger like immediately, because solving world hunger would save way more lives than a cure for cancer. And I would
But
just
also,
say,
like-
look, it sucks for you, but I looked at the math problem and it looks like you are the smaller number. Maybe I
When
wouldn't
you
say
say-
that. That
Right.
wouldn't go
Okay,
over well.
okay. Here's the
But,
thing,
like,
though.
that's
Wait,
the
no,
how
no.
you should
When-
decide it.
When you mean a cure for cancer, does that just mean like what that person has, or do you mean overall?
Cancer in general, all cancer.
Because you are like, how you asked it was just like, I solved world hunger, but I went to one singular person with cancer and was like, sorry, I didn't cure your cancer because I don't
pretty
care
much
about you.
That's pretty much what I'm asking. How you're gonna break it to it? Also, put this into also another little thing.
But more than one person has cancer, so
of
it
course.
just confused
Yes, but
me the
more
way
than
you
one
worded
person
it.
is starving.
Yeah, he said
Yes,
either
that's not
solve
what I'm.
world
Okay,
hunger
look,
or.
hey! You're looking way too into this question. I'm just trying to make a funny thing. I'm asking you, how would you break the news? How would you break the news to a 3-year-old cancer patient that they're dying and you could have saved them? There's no giving him the moral high ground because he's not going to understand it. All he knows is he's dying and you were his only savior because his parents have been talking about it for an hour. They've been talking about your name and they've been saying so many obscenities about you because he's dead because of you now.
I would tell
That's
him.
not true. They
I
wouldn't.
would tell
His
him.
family doesn't have to know that I picked it.
I would tell him that he's should have wished he was born starving in Africa, because then I would have saved him. I ain't saving him. You were born in America and you have cancer. You messed up, son.
You're wrong on this end. But this is the thing. They don't have to know that it's your choice.
No,
they do
the
for
parents.
the sake of the question, because that's what the question is.
The question pertains. They definitely know it was broadcast, and the kids' parents were just saying so many mean things about Brock, or you too as well, because everyone knows that you could have saved their kid.
Hunger. I'm a hero.
Yeah, but I mean, their kid wasn't
World
starving.
hunger
He just
has
had
been
cancer.
Okay, but more people are dying from hunger, and if we get rid of hunger, then half of the
Then how will
places
Chuck
would
E.
be-
Cheese
Okay,
stay in business?
yeah, but-
It's a restaurant after all.
Try explaining this moral dilemma to the poor 3-year-old who's on his deathbed because he has
I would
a brain
just
tumor.
say,
You don't have to because he's gonna die.
Oh my god!
just wait. Just wait. That's all you gotta do.
Just wait him out.
I'm not
You'll be
gonna
dead soon
explain
anyways.
it. You got to. No, I don't. I'll just wait. Can I get back to you? Oh no, you're dying now? Whoop. I'm sorry,
Oh,
my
wow.
schedule's
First
booked
of all,
full.
if it's a 3-year-old, no matter what I tell him, he's gonna
not
die.
gonna get it. He's also not
Okay.
gonna understand
Okay.
either.
Understand? I
Okay,
could tell
now,
him
okay.
that mom and dad have sex to have him, and that's why he has cancer, and he would not understand.
That's
So why
not
would I have
why
to
he
tell
has
Okay.
him?
cancer.
Here is another one where you're on tour because you're famous, but you're on an apology tour to everyone who has cancer, okay? And you are now talking to
Why?
a bunch
I'm
of.
a hero. I don't need to apologize
Listen,
for anything.
hey, listen. You're apologizing to the cancer patients because it's just to make
They
you look
can
better.
suck it. I saved so many
Hold on.
lives. I'm
Wait,
still a
wait,
hero.
wait.
Hey, let me
Can I-
finish
can I-
my question.
No. This is the thing. This is how I think of it. World hunger doesn't have a lot of solutions. Cancer, there are surgeries and chemotherapy and everything. It's not always 100% you're gonna live, but they have more of a chance of living and being in a hospital because they're here than being starving in Africa and not being able to have food and bring home food to your family every day. While people here who have cancer, like that 3-year-old child, could get chemotherapy. Even if it might not work, they still have more of a chance of it working and them living than people who are starving.
I feel like we
Vinny,
could easily solve
Vinny,
world
you're
hunger. I just think
operating-
people are people are too cheap and they don't want to
We're
give
just
their
like
money
every time we think the other person's done, we try to talk. Then we're both talking at the same time.
But no, I had another question. Did you start? You started.
No,
didn't you?
it's just that you waited so long to talk because you wanted to make sure.
Well,
And
I
there
thought
was
you
a
were gonna
long
talk.
pause. And
I
then-
thought you were gonna talk.
World
No, I had
hunger
a.
isn't something you can just easily solve.
No, I think world
For
hunger
the sake
could
of
be
this
solved.
question, you can.
No, I think
I mean in
realistically, world hunger could technically be solved, but I don't think people want to
It
donate their money
could,
to it.
But
That's
it
what I'm
would
saying.
take years upon years upon years upon years, and it would
No, it wouldn't.
take. Yes, it would.
Look,
You just
if
snap some vegetables into existence.
if
and you're good to go.
if everyone came together and one collateral actually caring and donated and came up with a solution for world hunger, which they
But even
pretty much
if
is giving them food and stuff and from their own economies, you could probably cure it, but people
But
don't
no,
want to do that.
That's the thing. You're saying donating their food, meaning
Why are
they're
we
not growing it
debating how to
themselves.
solve
So
world
it's
hunger? That's
basically-
not even the question.
No,
That's
no,
not what this is
yes,
where you guys
just
took
said
this
it's
question.
literally-
I didn't. She did.
You're basically saying, I'm going to fish for you instead of teaching you how to fish and properly do that. You're just saying, I'm going to donate this food. But at some point, there's going to be a point where we can't donate any food and we're going to be hungry.
This is not the question. This is not the question.
Okay, we can debate. We can debate this later. Anyways, no. The other question I had to ask, which was another one, had to do with this.
No. Wait. Before we leave this, you said,
No, I'm not leaving it. I'm not leaving it. I'm keeping on it. I have another question about it.
Oh, okay.
It's another situation. Okay, so you're on your apology tour to the cancer patients. Okay, don't debate this. It's just listen to the question first. And now you are going to a bunch of very, very angry motorcyclists who only care about the United States. And there was no one. I mean, there is, of course. I'm just saying it for the sake of argument. There was no one starving in the United States. I know there is, but I'm just saying it for the argument. There was no one starving, so they don't care about.
You have to make it somewhat realistic. Yeah,
Listen.
You can't just change up the world. You can't just be like, oh,
I'm just trying to make
people don't exist.
I'm trying to make it. You don't. Okay, I don't think you guys understand what I'm trying to do. Anyways, so they don't care about world hunger. All they care about is their cancer, and they're really, really angry at you, and they're white and debating. And I just want to know how you would debate with these guys.
Why did we bring race into this?
What do you mean? I said white. I guess.
White. Yeah.
I did say white, didn't I?
White's a race. They're racist.
I guess so. Because I don't know. White people seem
black people
a lot more concerned with themselves.
This is the
than
thing.
Other
I would
races.
say, be like, suck it up. We all have our own opinions. If you're so sad about it, find your own way to cure cancer, you dumbass.
And while you're talking, they start pulling out their guns because it's a biker gang.
I pull out my gun.
What gun do you have, and how are you going to kill 100 of them? You're at a biker rally.
I have an M4 carbine.
You know that
Stole
you
it
live in
straight
the
from
United
Vietnam.
States where
Just
you
kidding.
can have guns.
Vietnam.
If I'm a female who is a public
Yeah, but
speaker,
you're telling
will
me-
always have a gun on me.
You're telling me you're
I
gonna
just
Rambo
hate-
this.
I just hate the whole you're on an apology tour. What do I have to apologize for? I think most people would be like, okay, yeah, he cured world hunger. He could have cured cancer, but he picked. Whatever. It's not going to be like,
Cancer's-
how dare you cure world hunger? You
If
selfish
they're so
prick.
upset. Yeah, it's not like we chose like a tooth that. It's not like we chose $2 million over saving people from cancer. I would understand then. But we're choosing.
The Biking for Cancer group is really angry about it because they have cancer.
Okay, no matter
They're not
what
hungry.
you do
They
in
just have
life,
cancer.
Someone's gonna be mad. So why would you focus on people who are mad when everyone else is applauding you?
This is
What
dumb.
you're gonna do
I've
is
had
get a
enough
bunch
of
of
this.
bodyguards.
I was just trying to make a funny thing. You guys are reading way too far into it.
It's not,
I have good
I
ideas.
don't know
I
where
don't know
the
what
funny
you
was
mean.
in this because
There was a lot of funny things. Biking for cancer.
yeah, that was kind of funny. Like biking for like, what? Do we want to get cancer or what?
No, they do. They see how many laps they can do around police cars.
Until they
And
get.
then
What does
that's
it
the
have to
amount-
do with
and then they
police
die.
cars?
No,
What do police
no,
cars
no.
add to this equation?
No, let me finish. They times that money. You know how people like say, "Oh, if I do a mile, this is how much you're gonna donate." You know how like people do that.
Yeah.
How they'll do that, but with laps.
But why
Oh,
are
no.
what does it have to do with police cars?
I don't know. I
Just police cars. Just throwing it out there. They're gonna get sponsored for police cars. So how many times can they can do a circle around the police car before they get pulled over?
Right, exactly. And then that amount of money they get build up, they send away to find cures for cancer. So I don't know why they're
Because
so
world
mad
hunger's already
about
solved,
it.
so-
We're talking about money. Can money buy happiness?
No.
Vinny?
It can buy short-term serotonin, but
She just pulled out
long
the science
term.
book on us.
yes, I'm a psychologist.
No,
Like,
you're
I don't know.
not.
Yes, I am.
She
I
took
always
a class in high school.
I took an AP class and I'm
make you
still
a psychologist.
I took an AP class. I'm in therapy and I'm still researching stuff, but I'm not a psychologist. I'm in psychology is what I meant. But money can buy you short-term serotonin. When you buy something, you get a burst of serotonin, but that will wear off. That will not be permanent. So if you were not happy before you bought something, you'll be not happy afterwards because you'll get bored of that thing you just bought.
Vinny, what do you think? Because it sounded like you
I
disagree.
think general if I don't think money can buy you general happiness, but I think it can in some situations help you acquire happiness.
What I just said.
Well, yes, but I mean long term. I think in certain situations it can help you acquire long term happiness, not short term. But I think
All right,
generally speaking, you
I'm
cannot
drop
buy
the truth book on
happiness.
you here, okay? This is how it works. Money beyond just like, being able to pay your bills and being able to not, stress constantly about, oh no, where am I going to get the money for the light bill? I broke another light bulb. Oh no. Beyond that, like money beyond your means won't make you happy.
Yeah.
Because if you're living paycheck to paycheck, a little bit of money would relieve a whole lot of stress and probably make you a little happier. But once you have that much to live comfortably, anything above that is not going to make you happy.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
What if?
But like, also, relieving stress isn't necessarily making you happy.
I know, but if you're constantly stressed out, you're going to have trouble being happy.
And I think money buying happiness is the mindset that you are in too. Like, I can find happiness in other things, but some people kind of like rely on buying things to be happy. Like they manipulated themselves into thinking, when I buy things, I'm be happy, so let me always buy things, so I'm always happy. Like rich people who are born into rich, they don't have a lot of life, so they buy things, and that's what they think is happiness. They buy like really expensive cars to be happy, but that's not necessarily them fully being happy. It's just manipulating their mind.
Another question: if you already have achieved happiness, do you think money can help prolong or increase that happiness indefinitely?
No.
If you already have a base happiness, i.e., you're in a happy relationship and everything's going well, your life's going well, and you now have a bunch of money, do you think that could help prolong and increase your happiness indefinitely, or do you think that would be short-lived?
I think it would be the same. Because if you're already happy with your life, it would make you like a little I feel like I'd be more relieved than happy if I know I have money that I could be stable on. But if you already have a basis of happiness, like, I don't think money will increase or decrease it. You would just still be happy.
I genuinely like, if I had, let's just say tomorrow I win the lottery and I am suddenly have a couple $100 million, I would honestly give away almost all of it.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. Like look at Mr. Beast. That's what I want to be. I'm not talking about his subscribers and stuff, but I would.
Do we know
he
how
just
he
wants
got
clout.
that money?
If somehow in the future I end
money?
up making, like, I don't know, $100,000 a year, I would give away a lot of that.
All of his money comes
Seriously.
from his sponsors and his merch.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But still, he gives away
I was
so
telling
much
Emma.
money.
No, I asked the question.
Here's a follow-up to that. How does financial status directly correlate with mental health? Because you see a lot of influencers or just rich people in general who have just mental health issues. And I don't know. Because a lot of that, I think, stems from just because, I don't know.
Money can get to your head. Like, fame and power and money can really get to your head. So if people, like, let's just say you start making a certain amount, that's a lot every month, and then something happens to your YouTube channel or whatever you post and your money goes down, people will get depressed because they think they're doing something wrong and they don't see the money that they're used to getting.
That's not, I wasn't really talking about like that. I meant just general.
No, I know,
when
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think. I mean, I think it doesn't directly correlate with mental health, because I think the main reason that you see so many people who are rich, who are famous, who have struggles with mental health is because they spent so much of their life, like, especially if it's people that are like self-made, everybody's always trying to make more money. Everyone's trying to get famous, and they have their dreams, and they feel like once they achieve that dream, like once they get this level of fame or this level of money, that it'll make them happy. And then when they finally get that and they realize that it didn't make them happy, then they get depressed. Like I just roll one. Anyway, there's a rapper that I listened to. He talked about this. He struggled with mental health most of his life, but he said, like, his main dream was to sell out stadiums, and he eventually had a song that just went crazy. And he announced a new tour soon after like releasing that, and every single show sold out in a couple of hours. And he was like, he felt like finally everything I dreamed of, everything I've worked of to get here, is finally here. And he still felt worse or as bad as he ever did. And then it just got worse.
You
a lot
more
of the time,
focus on your like look instead of yourself.
A lot of the time, the joy from that kind of stuff actually comes from fantasizing about the goal. And once you actually achieve the goal, it usually there are times where it actually makes you happy. But a lot of times, once you achieve that goal, you actually don't feel anything or even feel worse because now you don't have anything
now
to do.
you don't know what
that one
to
thing.
do.
That one thing you were working towards is now gone, and what are you going to do now? But what I was talking about with the financial health.
It's like that metaphor of the dog that, is always chasing the mouse or something. And he's so always wants to catch and never does. And then when he finally catches it, he doesn't know what to do anymore. Because he was like, he got it, but now what? Never thought this far.
No, my general idea of this question is a lot of I think financial status directly correlates with it because it's kind of like a barrier. You know what I mean? Financial status, it's a big barrier, and it's a problem in a lot of people's lives. And the thing is once you overcome this barrier, there's not a lot left to do there, and a lot of that happens to you end up reflecting on yourself mentally and a lot of mental problems because a lot of your worries about financial are gone, and that has you reflecting on a lot of stuff. That's why you see a lot of people who have a lot of financial, they're a lot more mentally unstable. But people who are poor or like people in like smaller countries, they just from what I can tell, they just don't seem to be as depressed because they have a lot more on their plate to worry about, and they don't have much time to actually focus on mental health.
It's scientifically proven that if you have more on your plate, you have less time to think about things. When you're rich and like you've done everything, you kind of just sit there in boredom and kind of question yourself. And you feel more accomplished like when you do a lot of stuff, and the rich people don't do a lot sometimes, and so they
don't have to.
Depressed.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's especially the case with people who are like the relatives or kids of rich people because they usually get depressed. Generally speaking, their parents are the ones who are the breadwinners, and they're left with just a pile of cash and nothing to do.
Yeah,
exactly. So they just are given everything.
That's a big reason why mental health is such an issue in the U.S. is because there's so many people who aren't struggling to survive like there is in a lot of other places in the world, and they have way more time to just sit there and just get depressed.
Yeah.
That's not being said. That doesn't mean if you're depressed, just get to work and it'll all go away. But
no. See, that made me worse. Baby steps.
Another big problem with mental health when it comes, this isn't really about the finance part. This is just about mental health with YouTubers and stuff. In general, another big problem, a mental health issue they have is imposter syndrome. A lot of them go through imposter syndrome while they are.
I get sick and tired of Call Me Carson saying he doesn't deserve a success. That dude's so funny. Yeah, and he always said, I don't know why people watch. Like, he has bad imposter syndrome.
He is
it's
funny.
Just like, bruh.
But, I mean, you have to agree. If you were in his situation, if you could get like 60, because he had 60,000 at one point watching him, talking about the Caterino situation. If you had
not
that,
really,
if you
it was
had
a media
subscribers
thing, and Schlatt was there.
But still, anyways, if you had that, you yourself, you can't tell me you wouldn't feel somewhat of an imposter there.
Well, yeah, you always question it because you are your worst self-critic.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And it's just that's a big problem with influencers is feeling like they don't deserve. I mean, honestly, it's not bad because it keeps them a little modest because a lot of people who don't have that, like, not
are just
saying any names, Jake Paul,
are
terrible.
Not saying any names, Rice Gum.
I hate Rice Gum so much.
He's so bad.
Please come on our podcast.
Yeah, Rice Gum, please come on the podcast. Make us relevant.
Oh my God.
Oh,
hey, Twitter thing. We have to.
This podcast got weirdly serious there for like 10 minutes.
It did. Speaking of influencers, what do you guys think of the rumors of the Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather Jr.?
Put it this way, I heard that they're having trouble.
Is it actually happening?
Yeah, no, I heard they're having troubles with the contract or something, so it might not. And I'll tell you this:
that being
Logan
said,
Paul better hope
there's
it
a
doesn't
contract.
happen because if it happens, he's gonna die.
Oh, what do you mean
Yeah.
you hope it doesn't happen? I would love to see that.
I'd love
I
to
would
see
also love to
Logan
see
Paul
that.
die in front of millions of people. You kidding me?
He's not gonna die, but he's gonna get muffed up. But I think they've done this kind of stuff before. Not really with a YouTuber, but I think just famous
Logan
people
Paul
fighting boxers.
is
I don't know
way
as big
bigger.
of a name as this one.
Logan Paul is like as a person, like not like as a like being famous, but like way bigger physically as a person than Mayweather is. But Mayweather's like the greatest boxer of all time.
It's a money match, pretty much. It's a
Yeah.
money match.
Oh, everything
If anything,
Floyd Mayweather does now is a money match. Oh, did you hear McGregor and Pacquiao are gonna fight now?
Are they?
I think
I don't
McGregor's
pay
gonna lose
attention to
badly
things like
again.
this.
No, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, I know it's kind of a conspiracy theory, but I wouldn't doubt it if they talked about it before. Floyd Mayweather
Jake
goes
Paul
easy.
wants to get
kinda
in an
just-
actual
Well, I'll tell you this
wrestling,
right now.
business.
There is
Went easy on him.
even
threw some
if
punches, and then
they like
third round
they
knocks him out.
fixed like their staged the fight, there is zero chance that Floyd Mayweather would agree to lose.
Oh heck no!
Zero.
A
Not
50 winning
chance.
streak. Even if
Yeah.
it gets close, I guess you just
Even
him
if
just
he had
dropping
a losing
him.
record, just him as a personality would never accept the idea of losing.
No, of course not. Not the especially not to someone like Logan Paul.
No, if it was another
I mean,
boxer,
don't get me
maybe,
wrong.
but no way Logan Paul.
Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah,
I've heard he's
'cause
better
not
now,
a
but
professional
still.
wrestler.
You mean boxer?
I meant boxer. Yeah.
He's trying to be.
Yeah, he's trying to be, but like,
You see KSI tweeted
He literally can't.
Mayweather saying, "Why fight Logan Paul when you could fight the guy that beat him?"
I thought KSI lost, or that was a tie. Wait, did they fight a second time? I forget.
They did. They fought a first time they tied for money, and then the second time they actually fought, and KSI won.
who even
But
is KSI?
hey, but they
Guy
won.
that beat
He
Logan
won.
Paul?
Oh,
He
yeah.
kind
won
a
because
dick,
of
man.
he won by
Oh.
points. He won by points at the very end because you know how
that's
you know how
right.
if it gets really
yeah,
close.
I remember.
Yeah.
No, I don't know anything.
So in not wrestling, in boxing, they'll go a bunch of rounds, and then if it gets to like the 13th round, I think it is, and no one's won, there's like judges who watch and they give them points or deduct points the entire round, and whoever has the most points at the end will win if it comes to 13 rounds. I think it is. It's either 9 or 13. It's something like that. I don't know. I don't watch boxing either. I just know
Yeah,
the
me
general
neither.
basis of it.
Yeah.
Because who cares about boxing unless it's YouTubers?
I really think Logan Paul should just give up. I mean, he has so much money that he could just disappear and like still make money. So he like doesn't have to like be a public figure. Like he has a podcast. He has his YouTube channel, the boxing thing, like all of his videos getting replayed and replayed.
He has
like
a video of someone hanging
I don't think-
themselves.
I don't think you guys understand how much money this guy's gonna make from this fight.
Oh, way.
well, yeah, he's gonna make a
millions.
lot of money. I'm
Like
just
50
saying,
million.
in my view, he should just disappear because I hate him so much, and like everything that he does
Look,
is
Look,
like controversial. Like he's gonna make a lot of money. I think people shouldn't watch it because that just encourages Logan Paul to continue being on the internet and being a public, quote unquote, public figure.
I just love that. So I don't like Logan Paul. So my personal opinion is for his best interest, he should just disappear because I don't like him.
No, I'm saying
That's in
people
his
should
best
stop
interest.
watching him and stop giving him attention. Like drama channels.
That
like,
will never
I understand.
happen.
Like I know
Well,
it
on
will
top
never
of that,
happen, but like the thing
He's
is like. It needs to like he never gets held accountable of his actions.
Oh, he
because
does.
He's a lot-
I just said it doesn't
From what I can
matter.
tell-
Not really.
Because most of his viewers are kids who are just
Yeah,
going to support
but
him no
YouTube
matter what.
could delete his
regardless of what he
channel.
does.
Or
On top of that, he from what I've heard and can tell, he's a lot better now than he was.
That
No,
might
he's
be
not.
true. That might be true, but
How
I
do you
still
know?
don't care because his content is
because he
boring.
is in a podcast and he always says controversial things. He hides it. That's the thing.
There's
he
a difference.
Does dumb shit still.
There's a different-
He just hides it.
Well, I mean
Doesn't everybody
it's
though?
fine. Everyone does dumb stuff. I mean, as long as he's not open about it and supporting it, like he did a dead body.
But this is the thing.
it's fine.
I don't care. I believe that people can change, but there's a point where if you do something, you cannot redeem yourself. Bless you.
I was gonna
Oh, that's
mute
weird.
in Discord, and then I
My-
realized that wouldn't do anything because I'm recording in Audacity.
Like, you cannot just show a poor body hanging
You don't
in
know
a
he was
suicide
poor. He might have been
forest.
rich.
No, poor
Could've
meaning
been.
sad. Like this poor person
Well, poor people
that-
are usually sad.
I
killed
thought we just
themselves
said
and
rich people are usually sad.
recently And both.
They're both are.
You
Turns
can't
out
just
everybody's
post that.
sad.
Hey, let it
You
go.
can't just post that, laugh about it with your friends, go through the whole editing process.
No,
the whole-
okay.
you
The
can't and
laughing
then post
about
that.
it in the moment thing, like, I don't have a problem with that because that's just how some people cope. It's just like, oh, this is messed up. But no, when they went through all the editing and still didn't think that they should take it
Yeah,
out,
because like
that is
it's
the
fine
issue.
if they did that, but they didn't blur it. They went up to him first of all. Like if I saw something, yeah, I'd be shocked, but I wouldn't.
And then
go
they
near him.
No,
blurred it
if I
later.
believe-
and
Then they
then,
posted
like, that
it.
was
No,
gonna
I
be
believe-
okay.
No, I believe
So
they
I
did
don't
blur
think
it.
you can redeem
but
yourself from that because
Oh, I think you can.
just didn't
Everybody,
do a good
job.
everybody can have a second chance.
no.
yeah, I think he's redeemable. Let's move on.
I don't care. It looks like we've gone over
actually-
an hour, so unless there's
can end
something
it now,
you really
actually.
want to talk about, Vinny,
Is there something? I don't think there's anything.
there's
I really wanna talk
nothing
about.
good left. There's two of them
Yeah,
left,
pretty much.
but I don't care about them.
There's two left, and they're just serious. They're pretty serious.
Yeah,
other
we did
than-
enough serious for one
game.
day.
Okay. Well, this was the third podcast. It went a little more serious than we would have liked, but I mean, hey, what are you gonna do?
Make a joke.
That's an actual.
Make a joke about cancer. We could do that.
Okay. Anyways, thanks for listening, and we may be back next week. Who really knows?
Subscribe
But anyways,
to the YouTube channel. Follow us on
yep,
Spotify.
follow the
and
Twitter.
Anywhere else.
we're on everything. We're on everything.
And we're on everything. Whether anyone listens,
We're
we're
on
there.
everything. Rice Gum, if you're out there and you're listening, I know you listen. I know you're a devout listener of our podcast, and if I had a cult, you'd
Please-
probably be a
Please
follower
come
in
on
that
our
as well. 'cause-
podcast and write a diss track
Exactly.
about us when it goes poorly.
Anyways, thanks for listening, and